Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. So, question of the night, or maybe question of the year. Are they making Brooke and Taylor a couple on The Bold and the Beautiful? I mean, here's the thing. I've been joking lately about those two and the vibes and everything like that I'm getting. But I'm going to be honest. Today, it, it was strong. Okay, it was strong. When you watch the episode, even Hope in her whininess is all like, oh, she needs to be with somebody that she can trust and that she bonds with. And I'm just like, are they actually going to do this? Are they actually going to do this? That's the question. Are they actually going to sit there and make those two a couple? Given there's a lot of factors. But I want to know your thoughts. What's good, Kyrese? What's good, Mel? What's good, Blackmon? How you doing tonight? What's good, Mel? Blackmon says, "Hey, Albert, yes, they are. I just, yeah. I mean, Black. So you saw today's episode. So I'm like, here's the thing. I've been making jokes and the lives and stuff like that. As far as those two, like, listen, just get a room already. And technically, they're already in a room. Okay, technically, they're in a room. Sam is in the chat. Sam says, yes, I want Brooke and Taylor to be together because the Bold and the Beautiful never, ever have lesbian couples in the show. I think it'd be interesting. Carrie says, I can only handle the Bold and the Beautiful once a month, if that. Carrie, I got a question because you are in the live stream yesterday, and you said something along the lines of make sure you have that same energy or something like it. And I want to ask you, where did you get that? Where did you get that phrase from? As far as having the same energy, very curious about that. I want to see where you got that from. Medora's in the chat. Medora says, "I think that will be a good. I think that would be good because Sheila and Bill story is boring." Mel says spoilers for the next week on Days of Our Life. When told Justin and Leo that someone lost Sandra's divorce papers, so Justin told Sandra that you and Sarah are still married. Oh wow, they're still trying to get that. They're still trying to keep these two together. Curry says, "I'm not sure when I got it from. I've been saying it myself for it's funny, Kyrie, because I got it from this show called The Breakfast Club, and I think it had a lot. I think that the turn of phrase came from somebody was waiting online, but they were waiting in a drive-thru, and I guess the cashier was giving this guy a problem, and so he was like, "All right, I want you to have that same energy when I get up there, like during the drive-thru." I guess the dude was like mouthing off and stuff like that. He was like, all right, cool. I want to make sure you have that same energy when I get up there. So, very curious where you got that turn of phrase from. What's good, Makai? Thank you for joining. As always, we talk about all the soaps, B&B, GH, Days, and YNR. And I'm going to sit there and say this much. For the members, I'm going to be spilling a bit of tea. Not too much tea, because there's certain things that I can't talk about. But there's certain things that I can talk about. So I'm going to be doing that tomorrow. So if you're not a member, become a member, join. It's going to be a lot of fun. But I got some tea to spill. I'll say that much. Madura says, I thought you were the radio show, The Breakfast Club. Nah. Oh, yeah, I don't think that, yeah, you tracked this. Let me see what that is. Mel says next Sarah's pregnant without the Zen. Oh wow. Okay, that's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be crazy, Mel. Kyrie says the Young and Restless was good yesterday. I'm glad Adam finally mentioned Christian, his son. Yeah, me too. Um, it's crazy. They already got tomorrow's episode. Well, they already got Monday's episode out now. Krista says, I hope not. You hope not what? Now, Makai says, so much for Nate trying to be the peacemaker. Lily and Devon let him have it again. It was very awkward. I understood both sides of it. But let me ask you a question, Makai. Whose side are you on? Lily or Devon's when it comes towards this whole thing? What's good, AJ? Thank you for joining. Krista says, my heart breaks for Spencer. Hmm, you're a very generous person. Mel says the spoilers for next week on Days of a Lot Maggie. Yeah, I saw it today, Mel. I saw it today. It was good. It was good. They definitely don't disappoint. I will say that much. I even like the scene with Jake and Nick Fallon. I like the scene with Jake and Nick Fallon. Krista says, I hope not. Brooke and Taylor makes no sense. You mean, Krista, you mean they make no sense as a couple or they just make no sense? Like, let me know about that. Well, says I'll watch next week episode. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try to watch it a little bit tonight and mostly tomorrow in the morning. Monique is in the chat. What's good, Monique? Joy is in the chat. What's good, Joy? Thank you for joining. Uh, oh yeah, I'm gonna read that. Dora says Devon, because the IPO has failed twice. What makes Lily think it's gonna work this time? Okay, interesting take, Medora. Interesting take. AJ said today broke me down. Yeah, I gotta sit there and ask, and I think I'll put this up, and Mel, I can't wait to sit there and see what she's gonna do. Um, there's a there's a there's a video with her, the actress that plays Kristen, and Gwen, and I want to watch that video tonight. I think it's like 7 or 8 minutes. It's like I want to sit there and watch it. My first poll question is: Krista says correct as a couple and barely makes any sense. Oh yeah, no, I know what you're talking about, AJ. Um, what's good, Dolly? Thank you for joining. What's good, Lisa? Lisa says you'll love to see a lesbian couple on there. Okay. Joy says I really wish they would do a DNA test on Ace. There's no proof aside for Esme. Yeah, I mean, in all reality, I hope that they do one too. Joy, as opposed to just saying, "Oh yeah, it's Nicholas' baby." It's like we don't know that for sure. Dora says, "I think Audrey will find out," but yeah, I know. I saw her. I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised they didn't revisit that whole thing sooner, Medora. It's like they kept talking around it. They kept literally sitting there talking around it. Krista says, "I haven't seen." Oh, okay. Krista, you gonna watch it on Hulu tonight? I don't know if you got Hulu, but are you gonna watch on Hulu if you got it? Monique says Josh complains about Sunny, but yet she's with a man that does work. Yeah, I mean, I don't. She's definitely a hypocrite in a lot of ways. I will say that much. Carrie says Ace Prince Cassian still sounds much better than Wiley. Yeah, it does. I don't understand why they actually kept that name Wiley. I mean, it wasn't like the kids had the name for like, well, no, they still should have changed it. They still should have changed it. Mel says Megan has a problem with Kay, Kayla, and Marlene because John, Steve run Megan's plans and Kayla and Marlena helped them. But it's on Beyond Salem. What's good, Valerie? Thank you for joining. Krista says maybe over the weekend I got you. Oh, okay. No, no, no. I mean, listen, listen. The housework comes first. I do my cleaning every Sunday. So, what's good, Valerie? Thank you for joining. Kyrie says at the very least they should change his name to Riley. Riley, Wiley. Yeah, Riley's still better. What's good, Amy? Thank you for joining tonight. AJ said I accidentally voted no. So AJ, did you actually like the episode though? JH was good. Okay. A lot of people liked it. Say that much. I'm glad a lot of people liked it. Now Monique says interrupted. Interesting twist would be if the Pikeman people ended up working with Sonny and Josh and Michael get caught in a crossfire. That would be an interesting twist. Freddie was good. Was good, Freddie Edwards. Makai says Audrey is a snake, and why is Tucker still sleeping with her? If he's in, yeah, I mean, has he? Okay, has he said? Okay, Makai, has he slept with Audra since? Ashley bought out his debt. He just says the only good thing was Spencer. Lisa says is 2023. Come on, Bo. You know what it is, Lisa? It's international, and by international I mean Dubai. And Dubai is they're not about that. They're not about that lifestyle. What's good, Shauna? Thank you for joining. That's why they don't show couples. That's why they don't really show any LGBT characters on B&B. It's because of Dubai. So it's unfortunate. Krista says Michael didn't want to displace Wiley. Yeah, I get it. I get it, Krista. I'm not exactly a fan of the name, but I get it. That'd be interesting, Krista, if that happens. Yeah, no, Mel, it was a really good scene. It was a really good scene. I liked it. As you said, Liz and Cam scene were good too. I would sit there and say this much. When I saw the Liz scenes with with Cam, and Liz is all like, "Oh, come on, y'all can still be friends." It can. Yeah, it does, Lisa. It just does. They shoot internationally. They shoot in Dubai. Apparently, they got a big audience out there. So that's why they haven't really done any sort of LGBT stories since they started shooting in Dubai. I mean, since they air out there in Dubai. Jonna says Heather planned that escape. Well, yeah, she kept lying like there was no tomorrow. Now Joy says B&B had a lesbian couple. Well, no, I'm talking about Joy now. Like back then, they might have actually done lesbian stories and LGBT stories, but ever since they started, um, broadcasting in Dubai, they stopped all that because Dubai is they have this thing where they're not really they don't do. I don't know if it's like an outlaw or anything like that, but they don't do LGBT stories. So whatever they were doing before, that was one thing. But ever since they started broadcasting to Dubai, It's just a wrap at that point. Dolly says the last great twist B&B had was when they revealed Rick's wife Maya was born in. Oh wow, yeah, is that well? Dolly, they wouldn't do that now. They wouldn't do that now. Yeah, Mel, it's weird because I'm very conflicted. I know the saying hurt people," and that didn't give him carte blanche to sit there and try to do what he was going to do to Gabby. But I'm trying to look at it from both sides, and it ain't easy. I'll tell you that much. Freddie says a lot of people don't care about Nina versus Carly, but I keep laughing because this isn't new at all. Seriously? This isn't new at all. Everyone all forgive Carly very quickly while Nina's still getting fussed at. It's cool. Have a good night, Monique. Thank you for joining. I hope I get to see you tomorrow. Um, we're gonna be sitting there spilling some tea. It's gonna be really good. What's good, Nikisha? Thank you for joining. Now, Pitchfork. Pitchfork said, "Hi, how are you doing? I really enjoy your show. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you." Pitchfork. Ida, is that how you pronounce? Is that how you say your name, Ida? Let me know if I got that name right, Ida. What's good, Crystal Williams? Thank you for joining. Lisa says, "Has B&B ever had an LGBT relationship or show?" Probably back in the day, Lisa. Probably back in the day. People have told me stories that they had it back in the day. It just hasn't happened since. So, anytime before they started shooting in Dubai, probably. Shauna says Curtis gonna have smoke for Jordan, but not Portia. It's funny, Shauna, because I looked at the scene and it looks more like he's talking the same way to Jordan that he was with Portia. Yeah, no, Dolly, it was actually really good. Days was really good today. Days has been killing it all week, so they're just killing it. Lisa says I can't recall one at all. Lisa, how long have you been watching B&B for? Nikisha, was it me or what? Joy giving Heather too much info when they were supposed to be interrogated. I gotta go back and watch it. Some of this stuff, I have to tell you, this episode with GH was for me was really boring for the most part. It was really boring. It's cool, Krista. I'm just glad that you're here. Even if you're listening, I appreciate it, Krista. So thank you. Shakira was good. Shakira, thank you for joining. Sorry I didn't get to you until just now. Medora says Nina is her own worst enemy. I think she should get revenge on Carly, but she is delusional to think that Carly is the reason why Willow doesn't. Yeah, you know what? I couldn't have said any better, Medora. What's good, Cheyenne? How are you doing today? What's going on with my voice? Lisa says day one. Oh, wow. Well, Lisa, let me ask you a question. What do you like about Born and Beautiful? And this is a question for anyone that watches Born and Beautiful, or that currently still watches Born and Beautiful. What is it that you like about Born and Beautiful? You kind of got a point, Shauna. Now, Joy, I've heard this before. Let me just read this comment. Joy says, "What's ridiculous about B&B is that in the fashion industry there are and they never have any gay characters that make no sense. You know, Joy, you're not the first person that said that too. You're not the first person that said that. So I find it very interesting. Shane says thoughts on menopause. No, I have no idea what that is. It like is that an actual thing, Cheyenne? Dolly says I love Megan's reveal at the end. That Wicked Witch of the West crackling was everything. You know, Dolly, I was just yes, it was. The whole episode was actually pretty good. It was really good. You know, sometimes like I don't really like to get on GH like that, but sometimes when I watch GH, it's a really boring episode. And then I watch Days and I'm just like, oh, wow. You know, it's just like I almost kind of forgot what it's like to actually watch a good episode. Now, Chris AJ says, damn, like, why make Heather as the killer? I mean, it makes sense. This is something, you know, I mean, granted, everyone has a right to feel how they want to feel. Hmm. You know, Nikisha, in a lot of ways, I feel like you're putting a little bit too much. I don't want to sit there and say you're putting too much logic in this show as far as GH, but you know, I've said it before that GH feels like, for me, it feels like it's flying by the seat of its pants. What's good, Tracy Steves? Thank you for joining. Shauna says, I hate the way Daniel talks to his mom. So I take Shauna, you are a Phyllis fan, right? Shauna, you're a Phyllis fan? I know a lot of people are disappointed by the Heather reveal as far as her being a hook killer, but it all makes sense. Like, I mean, her motivations and stuff like that makes sense. Now, some of the stuff that Nikisha was saying, I feel like I would have to really think about it to break that down, but it just makes sense. And you know, AJ, here's the thing. With Brando, it was raining really heavy. With Rory, it doesn't matter how good you are. Anybody can sit there and get taken out if you're caught off guard. You know. So as granted, you know, AJ, I get it. He's a trained soldier. He's a cop, but anybody can get it if you're caught off guard, or if you are, if you're caught off guard, or if it's blocking your visibility. You can be the best trained fighter in the world, but a man can't fight if a man can't see. I think that's Karate Kid 3. But it does make sense. Just saying. Lisa said, if I had talked to my mom like that, I'd be missing some teeth. I don't, you know, here's the thing about Phyllis. Phyllis is the type of person that's like, Phyllis is the type of person that will say that she wants. You know, AJ, I don't understand about the Venom thing, but listen, I was just going to say this. Do not underestimate a senior citizen. That's all I'm going to say. What's good, Gwen? Nikki said the rain doesn't make you blind. It doesn't, but it makes it hard to see though. That's the thing, Nikki. It doesn't make you blind, but it makes it very difficult for you to see. And if somebody's coming at you really fast, you can barely see that's in front of you. And I've driven before where it's been so bad that I actually had to pull over because I couldn't see in front of me. I'm just saying. Just saying. The Mel says I will watch the Peacock. Oh, they got the unrated version. I mean, yeah, Mel, I saw that on my I'm gonna try to watch it tomorrow. I want to watch it. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow. I feel like I was saying something. Now Valerie says I'm glad Sasha's getting revenge on Heather. How is she getting revenge? I'm very curious about that, Valerie, because I know she went in there. There's quite some women on the chat. Well, yeah. Um, what's good, Anna? Thank you for joining. Very interesting, Freddie. Very interesting. Always, and what's good, Anna? Always, when you watch these spoiler like channels and stuff like that, just take it with a grain of salt. What's good, Gwen? I don't know if I actually said what's up to you, but how you doing, Gwen? Thank you for joining. Perry says yes, that's what I'm waiting for. Heather versus Doctor O. Ooh, Medora says, Albert, do you think Nicholas is dead? No, I don't. I don't think he's. I don't think that he's dead, Medora. Do you think he's dead? I'm gonna sit there and say no. Me personally. Yeah, but that's the thing about Phyllis. Phyllis is the type of person that will say that she can handle the truth. She wants you to tell her the truth. But the minute that you do, she'll get super defensive very fast. And what's good, Jonathan? Thank you for joining. Sorry, I didn't say what's up to you sooner. Jonathan is in the chat, right? Nope, Jonathan is not in the chat. Notice I saw the blue icon, and at first I thought it was Jonathan. Um, yeah, you don't think he's dead either. Now he just said, I don't think Nick is dead. Like that's a good question. I will ask everyone in the chat. I got 23 votes so far. Okay, 24 votes so far. So far, 54% says yes, GH was good. 46% said no, it was not. Very, 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 very interesting. Um, I think that's the end of that. We're gonna end that poll. It says I think when Ava finally goes back to where she started, Nick, he'll be gone. Joyce, Lisa said, I think he's going to be gone when they finally get around to looking. Yeah, a lot. I feel like a lot of people are thinking that too. Marsha, what's good, Marsha? He said, what kind of deal is Liz trying to get? She doesn't know anything about the Hook killing. The writers must just hate Liz. First, they gave her, then the BS storyline. Now this. That's right. Marsha's in the chat. China says, I don't want her getting too deep, but she lashes out when she's hurt. Yeah, I do think at some point she is eventually going to get with Jeremy Stark. Because Jeremy Stark is the type of person who's like, I'll get somebody else to do my dirty work for me. I'm not going to do it. Yeah, I don't get like what is her turning herself in and saying that she has some sort of information when the hook killer has already been caught. The hook killer's already been caught. I don't get it. No, I think it's kind of what I mean. I'll ask it anyway. And it says I think Nicholas is alive. Okay, it's very very interesting. I think I'm gonna put a poll question though. I'm gonna see what people think in the It was so annoying. Freddie, I think yeah, I think the same thing though too. I think the exact same thing too. Now, what is wow, that is not even close to house butter. Now, we've been asking this question a lot, but I want to sit there and get it from everyone here. Do you think that Nicholas on General Hospital is dead? Now, it took me some time because I had to sit there and make sure I say General Hospital, not YNR. I don't think there's Nicholas on. There's not a Nicholas on Days of Our Lives, right? I don't think so. Now, Shauna says Ava should feel guilty. Yeah, she should. She should feel guilty. Um, she should feel guilty. Why don't you think she should feel guilty, Kyrie's? And what's good, cat lady? Thank you for joining. Now Nikki said Connor Bishop might be dead, Victor. Nikisha, your wishful thinking. Now Marsha says, why should Ava feel guilty? I mean, besides the fact that, she killed the man. Maybe that's why. Now Mel says Chance was not playing when he went off from jail. Yeah, well, yeah, Mel. I mean, Jeremy started Smith, they talking about his family and stuff like that. Kyrie's is the rock star of the night, the MVP of the night. Tyrone, welcome to the club. Tyrone, welcome to the club. Thank you, Kyrie's. Thank you. Kyrie's, you are awesome. You are awesome. Thank you so much, Kyrie's. Damien's in the chat. Damien says, hi, there's a rumor about Ryan's body disappearing from another channel. Damon, where'd you I'm very curious about where'd you heard this from? Like was this a YouTube channel? I'm very curious about that. Thank you, Kyrie's, thank you. You are amazing. Gwen says now she has to do some time or probably because rather we know it or not, people complain to the network about stuff like this. They're saying she is a nurse and that's a bad look. I might have missed something in the beginning of that. Oh, okay. Damon, was it Tremaine Phoenix or was it somebody else? Let me know if it was Tremaine if it was no Phoenix Tremaine. That's his name. Let me know if it was Phoenix Tremaine. I haven't watched his videos in a hot minute. Shauna says she's lying to Spencer and Laura. Then Liz too. No, that's very true. Gwen says they are on Twitter saying that makes them look bad. Makes who look bad, Gwen? I feel like I missed a part of that conversation. How you doing tonight, Tyrone? And thank you again, Kyrie's. Shauna says Ava out for herself. She killed Connie. That is very true. I mean, granted, didn't she kill Connie for her brother Julian? I mean, past updates. Okay. Yeah, very very interesting. Very interesting. Thank you, Damon. Thank you for letting me know. Lisa says I'll be surprised if Ryan stayed dead. Yeah, that's right, Cheyenne. Nurses Association. Okay. Joy says when Kevin opens the bag, he should be done. Yeah. Marsha says is 32. Oh yeah, Marsha, trust me, it's going to get a little bit colder in New York, so I feel your pain. Oh, AJ, it's 51 degrees out there. Big Samuel's in the chat. What's good, Samuel? Samuel says, I don't even remember Kanye. I vaguely remember that we character. Samuel, of course, is coming in with the smoke, like I expect. Um, my dude is always coming in these chats hot. What's good, Samuel? Lisa says it was 62 here today. Lisa, where you from, sorta, if you don't mind me asking, or what, like, are you in LA? Where you from? Oh, okay, all right, Damien. That's interesting. I know Steve and Stone Cold or Stone Cold and the Jackal, they were talking to him too. Yeah, well, it's always good to sit there and see you in the chat, Samuel. Georgia, okay. That's some good weather. 87 degrees. For me, the hotter it is, the better. The hotter it is, the better. Now, Nikki said Liz was a nurse when she had Jake's Doe's identity when he thought she was Jason. The only person needs chill is Esme. Damon says, I thought it might be a possibility that Ryan might have worn a cop. He killed Body Vest. He killed Body Vest. Mel says it's 72 degrees. Okay, yeah, that is the good weather, Mel. That is what most people call the sweet spot. Still got some of this left. So, wrong one. There we go. Marsha says Esme's not going to jail. Maybe she will do community service. Oh, wow. I mean, I get that, but Marsha, can you imagine if after the whole revenge P thing, just do community service? Oh, that would definitely be a slap. Now, Sammy says Georgia is my home state. I live in Texas now. Been hot all week. Now it's getting cold again. That's interesting, Sammy. Like you, Mel, and Janet all live in Texas. Sammy, do you like living out there? Cheyenne says it's colder than ice where I live. Yeah, I can. I've Cheyenne, I've heard about those Canada like when Canada is cold. I think I've heard it's actually even more brutal than New York cold. Like people that sit there and complain about New York cold, I'm like, go to Canada. Canada is Shakira's okay. Damon says I melt. I meant bulletproof vest. Oh, okay. Marsha said I hear you. They are trying to redeem her. Now she's a mother. I think she should go to jail. They were going to say, yeah, yes, that's very true. That is very true. I'm not gonna lie, Marsha. That was somewhat of a controversial storyline. If we're gonna be honest, it was kind of a controversial storyline. Now Shauna says, "Oh, Albert, Liz can't judge Josh. She was married to Lucky and got pregnant with Jake." And oh, I agree with that, Shauna. I I agree with that. But at the same, You know what it is? Yeah, you're kind of right. You're kind of right. I'm not gonna lie. You're kind of right. But I can see her being upset. Because at first, Shauna, she was all like, oh, y'all should be friends. Y'all should still be friends. Y'all known each other a long time. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that. Cat Lady says Esme will win Laura over with her no memory thing. People will be on Esme's side. Yeah, I can see that. Freddie said this version of Heather Weber is like a psycho. I've said that so many times. I was like, Freddie, I was like, they're giving off very Joker and Harley Quinn vibes. Now Samuel says, yes, it's cool. I'm over living in Austin now. I'm ready to move again. I need to figure out where. Let me ask you a question, and this is from Mel and also Samuel. Do you actually have to sit there and deal with like snakes and stuff like that? Like exotic stuff like snakes or rattlesnakes or I don't know, poisonous spiders and stuff like that? Now Damon says, now Damon says, I wonder if Heather is going to get off. Marsha says, very controversial to me, Trina is black in a story. Yeah, I felt like for me, I didn't look at it the same way, but I understood why a lot of people felt like it was very controversial. Um, and I'll just leave it at that. Shauna says Esma's name, the baby A's either her memories come back. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the exact same thing. Mel says the weather here in Texas is cold and hot here. Oh man, that could definitely make you sick after a while. Like that hot and cold stuff. Shauna says Esme dropped a dime on Heather. What's good, Ron? Thank you for joining. Now Nikki said, "Are snakes exotic? Every summer I have to kill snakes." Oh Jesus Christ! Well, I mean, Nikisha like poisonous snakes and stuff like that, like big snakes that can I don't know, kill you or whatever. Because Nikisha, when you say snakes, do you mean like little baby snakes, or do you mean like the type of snakes like if you don't kill them, they're gonna put you to sleep? Simon says, when I tell you I was so happy to get a break from Carly, it's a bit earlier than I saw her on Thursday episode and got me mad. Yeah, no, I get it, Sam. You're more of a Nina fan. I'm very curious. I don't know if you actually answered my other question though. Like, I'm very curious. Like, do you actually have to deal with snakes out there where you live, Samuel? Because apparently Nikisha got to sit there and deal with snakes too, and that's ugh. Gwen says, I don't want Spencer to get custody of his supposed baby brother. I know he cares for the baby, but I just want him to live his life. Mm. I don't think he's ready for a child, to be honest. Now, Nikisha says, baby snakes grow into big snakes if you let them live. So, oh, okay, good. All right. Good. Simon says, I live in the city, so I don't see any snakes. Okay, all right. I always want to sit there and see what it was like living in Texas and stuff like that. And then people were telling me, oh, yeah, there's some snakes out there and stuff like that. And now listening to this saying, yeah, he's not, Gwen. Now listening to saying we have here in Texas copperheads, rattlesnakes, cobras, and now and non-venom. Oh, okay. Okay, Mel, yeah, I definitely will not be going to Texas then. No, 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 no. No. I gotta deal with snakes. I'm good. I like being above ground. I'm good. Freddie says I'm glad Spencer didn't have Katrina knowing she's in pain. Yeah, no, and that's good, Freddie, because he was chivalrous and he did do the honorable thing, and I give him props for that. I give him his props for that. Jack. When it comes towards Spencer, to sit there and say I'm not nice is an understatement. So I give him his props when he does it. Now, Marshall says we have snakes here in Oklahoma. I don't like them. Oh, okay, Marshall. I guess that's another place I won't be. I guess that may be another place I may not be. Trying to live there. I mean, I'll visit Texas and I'll visit Oklahoma, but I ain't trying to live there. And Sammy says if you live in the woods area, you may see snakes. Oh, okay. All right. And then I may have to sit there and change my mind. I may have to sit there and change my mind back. Now, Shauna asked a good point. I mean, asked a good question. Shauna says, why Jordan didn't ask about the venom? That's a really good point. Oh, Shakira, they have Arizona has scorpions. Oh, hell no. Scorpions? Nah, I'm good. It's funny too. Um, Shakira, part of me wants to live in Arizona. I don't know why, but part of me just wants to live in Arizona. I still want to live in Arizona. Mel says I live in the city, but I have been near a blue indigo that kill that kills poisonous snakes, but I have only seen that one. I live in the city, not the country. Okay. Marshall says snakes are most likely everywhere. My home state of Arizona have plenty of them. Yeah, somebody else has Smith there. Yeah, Shakira Smith is saying that they got snakes out there. Cheyenne says planning to Seattle and UK, then bring Albert there. I mean, at some point, I definitely want to go to the UK. You know, so still got to get that passport now. Now that I just renewed my life, now I just renew my ID. Marcia said Jordan didn't ask about the venom because Heather said she didn't have time to get it. I may have to go back. Marcia, I may actually have to go back to watch that episode again. She didn't have time to get it. Yeah, but what about the other times that she was killing people with the venom? Why not ask her about those times then? Ron says, I hope that Lena gets rid of cheating Nate because he is sick to my heart jumping from one woman. And my dude Nate gets around. Thank you, Kyrie. Thank you. Yes, we got 33 people in the chat. We got 19 likes. So if you are enjoying the stream, hit the like button. It really does help. Thank you, Kyrie. My rock star tonight. Anna said there are no snakes in Alaska. That's true. Alaska is cold. And also I heard there's like the internet kind of sucks out there. I don't know how true that is though. But I might visit though. I can see, and I can see myself visiting Alaska. Also said Arizona has Gill monsters. My school was cool. What's Gila or Gala monsters? What are those? Keisha, that's hilarious. I just love the hesitation. So I know it's dangerous to ask, but I don't know. I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it, Nikisha. Now Mel says we have bobcats, rabbits. I like rabbits. Foxes, I don't know about foxes and bobcats. I've never seen a bobcat before though. Marcia says she was on the boat with Esme and Ryan. No, I mean I get that part though. Okay, all right, I definitely will. I definitely will, Marcia. Oh yeah, no man, we got squirrels out here too in New York. Lizard types orange and black. You're I think I live in Gala. Oh, okay. Arizona. Okay. Hmm. I can deal with lizards. Nikisha does. I haven't seen giant ones, Nikisha. I only seen mice. I haven't seen. My parents have seen that though. My parents have seen giant snakes. I mean giant rats. They call them water rats, which sounds it sounds disgusting, but that's what they're called. I wonder what does a water rat look like? And I'm never gonna know. Oh, the G is silent on Isla, not Hala. Hmm. The G is silent. So is it Hyla? Hmm. Samuel says in the big cities. Now Nikki said I've seen videos of NYC rats that look like possums. I've seen Nikki. Now I have seen a possum before. And I've seen raccoons. Those are definitely not. Those are definitely not creatures that you. Those are definitely creatures that you do not want to cross. I want to quickly see what a water rat looks like. Oh Jesus Christ, that looks disgusting. Oh, okay. Hmm. Lisa said deer about 1,000s here. So you definitely got to sit there and watch where you're driving and stuff. I can see that because they seem like they just kind of just walk out. Just Gwen says it's almost time for our lovely bugs to come out. I saw some today for the first time. AJ said, damn, they're bigger than the rats I've seen in my area. We have squirrels. Yeah, no, we have squirrels out here too. Yeah, yeah, we have raccoons out there too. Simon says, do you live in NYC? Yeah, yeah, I do. I live in the NYC area. Well, the New York area. More like Long Island, but so I would sit there and say more of Long Island than New York. Samuel says, had rats and rodents at home at one point, not scared of it though. Had to get. Oh, good. Okay. Now, Nikisa had some raccoons before. They used to eat my food trash out of my compound bin. They came up on my deck and everything. Oh, it's really, really weird, Nikisha. There's a channel where like there's a YouTube channel where this guy all he does is like play with raccoons and stuff like that. And it's funny too because one of my members was sitting there talking about his channel. Marshall said we have possums, skunks, many deers. I have deer home. I have deer home on both my. Oh, oh, horns. Okay. And Gwen says I love bugs. What kind of bugs? Very interesting. China says this is that's why Vicky got that door you can open and close with a remote. Interesting. Freddie said I still can't. Freddie says yeah, still. No, Freddie says yeah, I still can't believe that Ava and Nina are friends. after Ava slept with Nina's husband. Yeah, trust me, Freddie. That's a question that has baffled us all. And just for our own personal sanities, we just let that go. Now, Nikisha, I have a family of groundhogs that love eating my veggies and watermelons every summer. So you grow that stuff. Is that what you're telling me? Like you grow like watermelons and stuff like that? Very interesting. Kind of lazy as far as cooking. I can't imagine actually growing stuff. That's Gwen says, "Can somebody tell me when is nurse's ball supposed to be?" That's a very good question. AJ said, "What she okay?" Samuel says, "Listening to Nick whine about the baby not being his had me rolling my eyes. Nick has, Samuel, not the first. I've seen somebody else also say that though too. I've seen somebody else also say that though too. So Samuel, I'm taking it that you are a Adam fan, right? You're an Adam fan. What's good, Sam? I mean, what's good, Solomon? Thank you for joining. China says Carly and Ava hated each other. Lisa said I think it was canceled this year because of COVID. Debbie's in the chat. What's good? I mean, what's good? What's good, Darby? Thank you for joining. And Akeisha said nothing tastes better than food you grow or organic, no pesticide. Tastes much. Oh wow, it's funny, Akeisha, because my neighbors that used to live here when I used to live upstairs, um, they used to love growing like their vegetables and stuff like that in the garden back there that I don't really use. So I find that very interesting. Now Kyrie says seeing Nick lay in bed. uh there's a lot of people that do not like Nick. I don't get it. Now I asked the question, do you think Nicholas on GH is dead? 89% said no, 11% said yes. I'm gonna end this poll. I'm gonna end this poll. Now Marsha says I like Nick, grew up with him. I don't, here's the thing. I haven't watched the show as long, so I don't get the overwhelming hate on on Nick. Uh, I'm gonna see if people actually like Nick in the chat. And this is Nick from Y&R. Now Cheyenne says I was used to prank call people. Actually, I have not. I have no idea where you're getting that from, Cheyenne. Um, Sammy says actually, I like both Adam and Nick equally, but Nick needs to get over his father's obsession. It's like he thinks he is useless unless he's being a daddy's boy. Really? I don't know. I don't know, Sammy. I get the impression that like he doesn't really care about his father's opinion like that, unless I'm missing something. Now, Shauna says I don't hate Nick. I don't like the way he treats Adam. And Nikisha says I don't like Nick. And Darby says I would like Adam with someone new. Maybe someone like Audra. Oh, Samuel says I don't like I don't like Nick on GH. Okay, all right, Samuel. I knew it was one Nick that you didn't like. Krista says sounds like a soap opera to me. Lisa says Nick and Sharon are a better match. And Marcia says I agree. Nick and Vicky does not treat Adam like their brother. I feel like there's a lot. You know, the thing is, I feel like there's a lot of animosity between both of them now. Like when I was talking to DC, right, and people were defending Adam in the chat, and they were saying like, you know, and Nikisha said something along the lines of hurt people, hurt people. DC was that they're giving all these different lists of things that Adam has done throughout the years, as far as trying to make himself blind, seducing dudes this way he can get out of I don't know, an assault charge or a murder charge and stuff like that. So very interesting. Now Mel says I love Adam and Nick, but Nick does not need more kids. Yeah, well, you know, Cheyenne, I actually haven't heard that garage music much. I've never heard that music before. Now Gwen says Nick needs to sit down somewhere. And Darby says I don't hate Nick, but I don't think I could be friends with him. Well, I was sitting there and say this much, Sammy. They do need to do something with they do need to do something with Sharon. Oh, you're right, Kristen. I did forget about Nick Fallon on days. I knew it was another Nick. I knew there was another Nick. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you. Yeah, I guess technically they got three Nick. They had three Nicks at some point. I wonder, are they actually going to bring Nick Fallon back on Days of Our Lives? Are they actually going to do that? I 100% agree, Freddie. I do. And you know something that's really, and you know something that's, I don't want to sit there and say it's really interesting. There's people that still think, as Simon says, I didn't say daddy's boy. I said he thinks his life is pointless unless he's being a dad. Oh, okay. Okay, my bad, Samuel. Um, there's some people that still think that Nina got Willow fired. Like there's some people that still actually think that Nina got Willow fired. I'm just gonna sit there and say this right now, just to squash any source of misconceptions. Nina did not get Willow fired. What got Willow fired was her being arrested, well, her being in contempt in court for that judge that was a POS of a person. That's why Willow got fired. But it didn't have anything to do with Nina. And I want to sit there and just kind of throw that out there. I mean, throw that out there. What's good, Laura B? Thank you for joining. Lisa said, I like the last Adam better. Is that Justin Hartley? Is that the last Adam, Lisa? Gary says Nick should allow Adam to visit Christian at least. Yeah, I don't understand that. I don't understand why he's not fighting for that more. I don't get that. Yeah, I don't get that. I don't understand that, Gary. Cheyenne says balding sucks. It's in my genetics though. Will never get a hair transplant. That sucks. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some people can sit there and just, you know, rock and just go bald, you know, just do the baldy. But Lisa says he went to some Nikisha, it wasn't about Nina and Valentine complaining about Willow though. No, Nikisha, it wasn't. Oddly, it wasn't. That I mean, granted, that got her in trouble with like the principal. But what got her fired was the whole court thing when she didn't sit there and give up who the baby's father was because of HIPAA and everything. And the judge sent her to jail like, she was in contempt or something. So that's why when she came back, the school fired her because of that. Samuel says there's a Nick on all four shows. Really, Samuel? I gotta think about that. Laura B says, sorry, I forgot to mention I had a family B day. I hope you had a good time. And it's all good. I hope you had a good time though. Really, Samuel? I don't know why you don't like Willow so much, Samuel. Jan says it depends. It depends. It's all personality. I think it's masculine. Now, Nikisha, I thought that's why she didn't get reinstated, but that she was fired originally because of Nina. No, she wasn't. And it's funny too, Nikisha, because somebody else said that in the comment section when I did one of my reviews, and I was like, as much as I don't like Nina, that's not her fault. You know, yeah, her acting like a Karen didn't help, but that was good, Renee. Um, but her getting fired had more to do with the judge and everything like that. I'm glad, Laura B. I'm glad you deserved it. Gwen says the whole back and forth between Nina and Carly and Willow storyline is draining. So now it's Nina's turn to get back at Carly, and then it will be Carly's turn. Come on, writers, get a rest. Yeah, no, I remember you. I remember you saying that, AJ. Hmm. All right, now I'm gonna sit there. This is gonna be the last poll question tonight. Yeah, Laura B. People think it was because of Nina. It wasn't because of Nina. It was literally because she got um arrested for not violating HIPAA. And Samuel says, I don't think Nick is trying to keep Adam from being a father to Sally's baby. I think Nick points that he doesn't want Adam to make it stressful. Yeah. Let me go to the Blackman says Willow is like Penny from Inspector. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I can sit there and rewatch that cartoon, but I do remember it. Then he had a stupid movie. Oh, okay. All right, AJ. Um, Polka Dots is in the chat. Happy Friday to you as well. Hope you had a great week. Shannon says, can't stand my parents. Do you think 23 is old enough to move yet? Well, Shannon, it's not so much about your age, it's about if you can actually um, support yourself. That's what it really comes down to. If you could support yourself, you can leave whenever you want. Laura says, I don't remember that part. I don't think I was watching that. Yeah, no, I get that. A lot of people didn't really know. Yes. I want to sit there and ask people in the chat, do you like Willow? Let me know in the voting. Very, very wow. Okay, that's fast. Lisa says, gotta go, folks. Have a good night, Lisa. Thank you for joining. It was really great to see you in the chat. Carrie says, I'm 22. I moved out 3 years ago. It's been great ever since. Okay, nice. Polkadot says, what did I miss about a potential? Oh, yeah. Polkadot, Taylor and Brooke are giving a lot of vibes, a lot of romantic vibes, I would sit there and say, just to be politically correct. But I'm I feel like there's gonna be something, or they're kind of. I feel like there's a possibility. It's giving a lot of vibes. I would sit there and say that much. Constant hugging, all that stuff. Laura B says, "Do you think? Do you mean birth order because they were twins?" Gwen says, "Willow's works my nerves." Yeah, Taylor and Brooke are definitely giving a lot of vibes, and very interesting. They're not going to go there now. Just to let you know, Polka Dots, they're not going to go there because it's shot internationally. You know, Polka Dots. I was just going to say they would, except for it's also shot in Dubai. In Dubai, they're not about LGBT anything. So the network doesn't want to lose that international money. So they're not going to do it. But it's like they keep teasing us like they are. Now, Nikisha, I really enjoyed the Willow and Chase pairing when she was fighting Shiloh. Right now, I think the best part of the storyline for Willow. No, I don't. Okay, I don't know. I don't know where you got that from, Cheyenne. Curry says, I don't want Willow to die because I really don't want. Yeah, unfortunately, polka dots, they just not about that because that's international money that they ain't trying to lose. Freddie says, Alvar, maybe you should do a poll on do you like evil Esme or Amnesia? Nice Esme. I will definitely think about doing that. I'll definitely think about doing that. Unfortunately, I can't do it in here because it always screws up, but hopefully when they get it fixed, I'll be able to do stuff like that. Anetta's in the chat. Anetta says, Josh is on my last nerve, son. Yeah, Anetta, it gets to a point where she just says the same thing over and over and over again. Latasha's in the chat. Natasha always liked Nick with Sharon. Laura B says, I'm not sure, but I think now was first. Okay. Someone said Billy and Chelsea relationship would fail to last after Chelsea kissed Adam and Billy has an emotional affair with Mackenzie. Warren, who just returned. Samuel says, I like Willow when she wasn't on the show. Damn. I don't get it. To each his own, I would sit there and say definitely to each his own. I'm not a huge fan of Willow, but I don't dislike her like that, like with a passion. But for me, I just don't think that she does anything that's so over the top that's super annoying that it's like I can really hate her. Like Gabby has gotten to the point where she's just annoying. When Chanel first came in, she was annoying. What's good, CW? CW, whenever you're here, you're always on time, and I always appreciate you being here. Now, Krista says Willow a lot like me, so I get where she's coming from. Not the Shiloh stuff, but an emotionally, mentally, verbally abusive, controlling mother. We tend to self-sacrifice ourselves to please others. And Nikki said, who do you dislike on GH besides Josh? Hmm, Nina. I dislike Nina. I actually had to sit there and think about that for almost a minute. And I was like, no, I dislike Nina. And Portia's honestly starting to get on my nerves, to be honest. So she's getting on that list. But definitely Nina. Thank you, Nikisha. You know me so well. I guess because I just constantly talk about how much I don't like Joss. Simon says, I hate being B for making Brooke and Taylor play lesbians. Like, please stop doing things that you know you aren't going to. That's very true. That is true, Sammy. They keep teasing the audience with that. Freddie says that's why the world calls Willow Weeping Willow. You know, yeah, Zach Black. I feel like I'm getting a lot of that. I feel like that's consensus with a lot of people, and that it says, why does Sally get more lines in story crying than a beautiful Lily? Polka Dot says, any male characters? And Carrie says, who do you dislike more, Joss or Nina? Nina. Nina. Any male characters? I would actually have to think about that. I would actually have to think about that, Nikisha. Hmm. Polka Dot says, don't forget DMing your email address for that, Ralph. Oh, I definitely will. I actually tell you the truth, Polka Dots. I'm gonna sit there and try to do it tonight. Polka Dots, your email address is in your on your Instagram, right? I'll find it. I will find it. Oh, never mind. You said DM me. My bad. I definitely will. Because you know, Polka Dots, you know how much I love that song. So makes sense. Makes sense, Marsha. He's been going for a hot minute. Janet is in the chat. What's good? Mel says Megan has a plan. It's okay, Kayla. Yeah, Mel. Jake did sit there and say they had a long way. Um, they're far from home. He was sitting there saying, and the kid said, "I could like Nina if she just missed that she had was off the willow ish." Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, she does love to sit there and revise history. Yeah, I agree, Nikisha. I do. China said, "I'm so over Lily mad at Devon because he wants his company." Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, Shauna. At first I was on Devon's side. And what's good, Janet? Okay, never mind. I was on his side in the beginning. But then I was like, you know what? That's not how business works. You don't get to sit there and make a partnership with somebody and then decide, oh, this is inconvenience. I'm not gonna sit there and do it. Like, nah, bro, that's not how that works. And the fact that he's doing it because of the whole Neil thing is like, I said to DC, I was like, maybe you need grief counseling. Maybe you need grief counseling. But yes, polka dots, I definitely will. I would definitely do that tonight. And then it says Nina face from Carly name mentioning I can't. It just says the only male characters I like are obviously Spencer, Cam, and Valentine. Okay, you're a Valentine person. Okay. I can get, AJ, I can get behind the Cam and Valentine part. Laura B said I didn't like Nina much, but I can sympathize with. Yeah, I can too. Laura B, I can sympathize with that. I can get why she wants revenge on on Carly. Now Nikki said I don't like this version of Brooklyn. Which version do you like? Very curious about that. Samuel says, goody good characters don't really bother me, but Willow taps all my nerves, all the crying, all the shaking, all that plainness, all that. Wow, you putting them in all caps. Cheyenne says, any police encounter ever, please don't be. No, no, I haven't had any police encounters, Cheyenne. Shakira, she's really good. She is really good. She has an Instagram, so definitely follow her. Definitely follow her. But I will, if I remember, I will sit there. I'll try to make it a point of when I DM you her profile page, so you can sit there and follow her. She's really good. Shannon says no. Albert Lily told Joe if Devon knew we're gonna go public, he wouldn't have merged. Hmm. You might be right. Carrie says I hate Jocelyn. I hate Michael. I don't like Nina. Don't like weep. don't like don't like weeping Willow. Samuel says Cody, you got no business on there. Mel says I hope there will be a storyline on Adam getting Christian from Nick because Adam and Nick have been talking about Christian. Yeah, that's very true. Nikki said I like the original Brooklyn since that just took over. They writing. Hmm. I thought about that. And I talked about that with DC. And it just says who likes Carly. I honestly don't like her. Hmm. I do. But I talked about that with DC. Okay, that's good, Cheyenne. I talked about that with DC. DC was basically Smith is saying that the writers write specifically for the actors, and I feel like that's kind of a sloppy way of Smith their writing. Like I feel like that's a way of basically saying that if the character isn't good, it's because of the actor and not the writer. And I have a problem with that because I'm just like, this is why people start harassing these actors and actresses and stuff like that because oh okay. All right. Well, I mean you're probably very young, Cheyenne, but it's like uh it's like Marcus whatever his name is. People went at Marcus so hard for his portrayal of Nicholas. And I look at that and I'm like, you're sitting there acting like if Tyler Christopher was there, they would have written him so much better. And that's not how that works. Well, AJ, to each his own. As far as which version of Carly that you like better. I like the lower right version first, Tamara second, and I wasn't around for the first Carly. Laura B says I got, I get how important her songs are to her, but she went too far. Yeah, I agree with that. And she pretty much just sold everyone else out. And she says, I mean, AJ, it's no reason to be sorry. Like everyone has their version of Nicholas that they like. So, I mean, yeah, I like Tyler Christopher, but also now Kyrie says Tyler Christopher version would never slept with Esme. But see, that's the thing though, Kyrie. It's like Tyler Christopher doesn't write for the show. You know, that's the you know what I'm saying. Like that's the writer's fault for them writing Nicholas that way, not the actor. At least it's not about the writing of New Nick. It's the actor. That's oh okay. No, no, but they're talking about certain decisions that these characters would make, and I'm like, it's not on the actor. It's not on the actor. It's on the writers for that part. Now, Cheyenne says DC soap operas is screenwriter. Is that his job in real life? No, no, it's not. I don't know. I'm not really too sure what his job is in real life. He just says Lorraine. I like Lorraine's version, but her version of Carly made me not like the character. And then it says I like the first Carly. Yeah, I mean, um, Johnny. Yeah, I mean, I've heard that. I heard that Sarah Brown killed it when she was playing Carly. But when I came in there, Laura B says the actor is about characters. I mean, none of it is their fault. They don't deserve that. Yeah, they don't. And Carrie says, I refuse to believe the writers would write that if Tyler stayed. But I mean, well, then again, that's on. But then again, Carrie, if that's the case, and that's on the writers, though. That's not on the actor. That's on the writers. If the writers decide to write Marcus' version doing something like that, we can't sit there and blame Marcus for that. We got to blame the writers for that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah. Like I say, that's why I sit there and say to each their own because everyone likes their different versions of Carly. And I guess for me, it was kind of hard to really connect with her because I came in late to the game. By the time I came in there, they already had Tamara as her. And Nikisha, he should have been a better actor. Okay, all right, let me just make sure. So okay, so Nikisha, what it really comes down to is not the decisions that these characters are making. You just don't like his acting style, which is totally fine. If you don't I'll put it this way: when it comes towards Marcus versus Tyler, if you are saying that the acting is better on Tyler, that's one thing. But if you're saying that the decisions that these characters are making is on the actor, then that doesn't make any sense because it's not on the actor, it's on a writer. Someone says, I also think when watching soap operas, when you have been watching a character every day for years with the same actor, people can't see other people in the role. That's very true. That is very, very true, Samuel. Oh, okay, Kathleen, you were a Sarah Brown fan. Okay. Mel says Tyler as Stefan is ready to come back the days of our lives, but he was good being Stefan with Gabby. Yeah, that was definitely before I started watching it. I did see clips though. And Nikisa always say, I don't think Marcus understood what it meant to be a Cassadine. Okay. You know what is Nikisha? I want to sit there and make sure I got what you were saying clear. Because some people are sitting there saying it's Marcus' fault that the character was that the character was written out. And I'm like, that's not that's not on the I'm going to say some actors have been around long enough to have the writers consider their input on storylines. Maurice, Eric, Tony, the lady who plays Marlene on Days. Certain actors have that privilege. I mean, that's true. That's true, Glenn. I think what I was in this, I don't want to sit there saying sad attempt, but I think what I was meant to saying is that we shouldn't blame the actors for the way that the show is being written. You know, Like if people snitch are saying, "Well, I don't like that," this Nicholas did this and this Nicholas did that, and it's like, well, then get upset with the writers then. It's not like he comes in there. He's like, no, 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 no. I think you should write it like this. That's not how that works. Jonah says that, and Jonah says same could be said for Taylor and B&B. What do you mean by that? I'm very curious. Shauna says to stop watching B&B. Taylor and Brooke hitting it, acting like teens. Stand for your family instead of being a matchmaker. Well, I'm good at that. It just says, well, yeah, okay. Now, AJ said, how about Trina? I love Tabi and as Trina. Sydney was good, but Tabi brings more depth to the character. Well, I get what you're saying. Um, but what I'm saying is, like, if you don't like the direction that a character's going into, we can't sit there and put this on the actor. That's all I'm saying. I didn't go back to watch it yet what the original trainer was on. Well, the second trainer, because there was a first trainer. AJ, there was a first trainer. Samuel says the character of Carly is trash, individually, no matter who is playing the role. Who is the better Carly? I would say Sarah, but Laura is killing it. Laura B says, who you would like as an actor is in personal taste, and that's okay. Is that exactly? And I totally agree with that. No, I didn't get a chance to watch the promo, Shakira. I think I'm gonna probably try to watch it before I go to bed. Me too, AJ. I do like her version better. I like it much better. I was saying. Harry says long overdue. Hopefully, Adam will stop being written to be the town punching bag. Now, Janet says first Taylor was more serious and absolutely stunning. Current Taylor were more funny, not like the original. AJ said, I know there was an original trainer before Cindy came along. Yeah, now, well, that's the thing, AJ. Some people don't know that. So I didn't know if you knew that or not. Now, CW says a miss out there, but I like Krista. It's just me. It's just I can say that CW. I can say that in a lot of shows though. And Annetta, she named her baby Ace. Now Simeon says Marcus didn't bother me, but I didn't watch Chase during Tyler's Tyler's heyday, so I didn't see him as a bad actor. Maybe the writers just didn't like him as a person and wrote him so he could be disliked. Maybe Samuel. Daisy Flowers in the chat. Daisy Flowers says, I like Carly. Samuel says, sometimes writers sabotage actors by writing and directing them to act in a way where viewers will hate them. Wow, that is, what I'm saying? If that's spiteful and it's messed up. Okay, it's messed up for so many different reasons. I would say. Gwen says, if Marie says, I don't want to play Sonny like I used to, huge writers listen to him because they don't want to lose him. He has reached that status. Yeah, Marcus was good to be as an. Have a good night, Cat Lady. Thank you for joining. Shauna said everyone has their preferences. I like Sarah with Jason. Tamara something was something serious, but Laura doing her thing. That's very true, Shauna. That's very true. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, AJ. As far as the actors, they're both doing a good job, personally. So I have no ill will towards either of them. Jonathan was good. Jonathan, it was funny too because I saw the blue icon or like the blue purple icon, and I thought that was you in the beginning. Um, I was like, no, no, Jonathan isn't here. Have a good night, cat lady. Thank you for joining. Simon says Victoria should be stealing Jack away from Diane, or if not, that should be pouncing on Nate. So if she doing neither, but I feel like it would be something Heather might do. What? I loved it, Jonathan. I loved it. I wanted to sit there and do a review on it, but I was just running so low on time. But I loved it. I have to tell you too, Jonathan, I've been loving it all week. And I am super excited because they got my girl Megan halfway back. So Daisy Flower says when it comes to the young actors in the order I like Josh, Trina, Spencer, and then Cam. Krista says I think they decided to cut their losses. But Jonathan, did you like it today though? Did you like Days of Our Lives today? Very curious on your take. CW says I think for reach I, no, CW says I think for each actress they play the role of Carly, they represent the evolution of the character. Yeah, and they also bring a little bit of their personality into it also. Yeah, Jonathan, I've been enjoying Days all week. I've been enjoying Days all week. It really sucks though, Jonathan. I had to sit. I think I told you I had to sit there and want to doing that review again because for some odd reason it didn't come out the first time, and it sucked. And I was thinking about that throughout most of the stream, and I hate that. Freddie says I finally watched the Megan movie. It was so good. Yeah, Fred, I'm gonna watch that movie tomorrow, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. At first I went to watch the movie, but when it came out, but then I was like, I think I'll just wait to watch it on streaming. Have a good night, Marsha. Thank you for joining. Simon says, I just want B&B to make Thomas a bad guy and let him own it. It's okay to make core characters villains. Yeah, it's really interesting, Samuel, because I was sitting there watching, I was listening to a podcast, um, and people were actually really pissed off that they're not giving him a redemption storyline. We'll find out, Shauna. DC's in the chat giving Mayor Laura Colin vibes. Samuel says the moment B&B makes Thomas an outright villain and let him own it, we will have. Yes, that's right. DC's in the chat, so let's say what's up to DC. Katie Claus says Laura is the worst mayor. That's just that. Well, that's why we sit there and make this joke. Well, this is exactly why DC always makes this joke that he's the Mayor Collins of YouTube of soap opera YouTube people. Krista says shouldn't Laura be up for a re-election? That was really funny, Krista. Laura didn't actually win that election. It was Spencer that cheated for Laura, and they never brought that back up. So I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know where you're just throwing out all these like random things from that I did or didn't do. I have no idea what you're talking about. Have a good night, Kyrie. Thank you for joining. Thank you again for the gifted memberships. You are amazing, and I really appreciate your support. So thank you. Gwen says, if you have to vote right now, who would win best drama? It's tough to say, Gwen, but if I had to sit there and vote best soap opera, I would sit there and say Days of Our Lives. Yeah, no, Cheyenne, again, I don't really understand where you're just coming up with that stuff from. Johnson says I like that. You know, it's funny too, Jonathan, because when I was talking about Nick Fallon, I really liked that scene with him and Jake. And all you know, I said it. I don't think I said it. I might have said it in the stream today. I was like, as much as I don't like what Nick Fallon did, at the same time, I feel bad for him for what he had to go through. Because I didn't know that part. I don't think I, or maybe it was just the way he was describing it was just really pain. It was really sad to sit there here. DC, thank you, DC, for the super chat. DC says Bostic Enterprises, the new B if you had a One Life to Live fan. The new B if you had a One Life to Live fan. If you know, then you know. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much, DC. Thank you. DC. Oh, DC, and this goes for DC and all the members also. Um, I'm going to be spilling some tea tomorrow in our live stream. So, certain things that I can't say, and then there's other things that I can say. So, it's going to be a good live stream tomorrow. I'll definitely say that. It's going to be a really good live stream tomorrow. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. But yeah, DC. We talk behind the scenes, so I got some more some more tea to sit there and share. Lady Plus said what mayor's out of the city for yeah. Well, I mean, she does have like an intern mayor. I mean, I get it. She's still doing a crappy job, but still. And DC says I was giving an exclusive. It's giving the envy. Yeah, no, I got some tea to put out. Some tea to spill. Sammy says Laura is doing exactly what Sarah, see, this is why I missed you in the chat. This is exactly why I missed you in the chat, Samuel. Mel says John and Steve are going to find hope soon. It took me a second because I was like, hope, 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 hope. And I keep forgetting that there's two hopes. Yeah, Hope and Bo at some point is coming back. Krista says Laura election was oh yeah, then it definitely should be up then. Shannon says me and Albert are talking next month on my birthday for a special live stream. DC says, but is Abe or Laura the That's a really good question, DC. Because I don't remember anything that Abe actually does for that town. Now that I think about it, Laura B says, when do you when do you when do you live stream on the weekends? Oh, Laura B, 8 p.m. Same time as the weekdays, 8 p.m. Weekends. I do have to do laundry on Sundays, but I will be doing one on tomorrow. So I'm gonna be doing one tomorrow, Laura B. I'm gonna be doing a live stream tomorrow. I'm gonna be spilling some tea. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Samuel says, Abe, he's at least yeah, that's very true. AJ said giving it out. Yes. Definitely got some tea to spill. Valerie, you're too funny. And Salome, you know exactly why I made that face too. Johnson says, I wish One Like Live was still on. Uh, Johnson says, I wish one glove was still on the air so I could see. Jonathan, me too. Me too. It'll be so, I would definitely would do want it to live, like, without a doubt. But in all reality, I think if I did want it to live, then I definitely wouldn't be doing, I definitely wouldn't be doing B&B. Black Man says, I'm going to put my, yes, Black Man, I'll sit there and hire you in a heartbeat. I would definitely hire you in a heartbeat. Shane says we'll have to send Albert an email to keep in touch about the live stream great and a lot of talk about paying the soap operas on the 24th, 25th. Big Nate was good, Big Nate. Laura B says, are you talking about AIDS? Yeah. Well, maybe you're talking to DC, but yeah. Tracy C is Willow really leaving GH? That's like I gotta sit there and look into that. I still want to look more into that whole firing of the YNR people, the YNR writers. Now DC says is giving JT Collins some passions. Yeah, I was gonna sit there and say I had no idea who that is. Yeah, is that, well, I would definitely do it. Oh, Darby is gonna be 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Eastern. So I hope you can actually come through because I definitely love to have you tomorrow. But yeah, Darby, it's pretty much this. My weekends live streams are the same times as on the weekdays, so I didn't change anything. It's just 8 p.m. on Saturdays and Sundays. RB says if that is so, I have not watched in years, so I can't say. Yeah, DC, three writers or maybe more got fired from YNR. They were talking about it a lot. Seriously? Oh, okay. All right, DC. Yeah, no, no, Darby, I definitely love to have you tomorrow. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So RB says, as far as I know, they are negotiating still. Still? What? Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know it was five. I thought it was three. Okay. But yeah, Solomon. I just have to sit there and see what I'm doing that day. So as we get closer, you let me know, and then I'll let you know what's going on that week. CW says if anyone needs to be fired as a writer, it should. CW is funny too because like I didn't even have to finish reading the rest of that to know what you was gonna say. Now DC says, I mean honestly, YNR has been improving. However, some new writers can help. It's funny to know on soaps while there's a head writer, there are usually five writers writing for the show. Yeah, I can agree with that, DC. But it's funny too because it's like I feel like there's more behind the story. There's more behind that story. Time will tell. But yeah, no, Cheyenne, if you're still in the chat, I just have to sit there and see what I'm doing those days before I just commit to it. So Don't just put me down for those days if I can't actually make it. Laura says, I hope Hayden and Claudia come back. I never saw them when they were on originally. Oh, you only saw them on YouTube. Okay. John says, I hope Blake, aka Nick, on days get brought back as a different character. That would be dope. That would be dope, Jonathan, because I do like his personality. He has some funny scenes when in like heaven and stuff like that, which is odd because it's like, what is Nick doing in heaven? I mean, I know he's bringing them downstairs, but like still. Mel says, I hope it does not happen that Bill and Sheila are getting married. Where'd you hear that from, Mel? Shanna said Hayden and Finn were good together. Yeah. Mm, yeah, it's funny, DC, because I was going to sit there and say it's very hard to redeem a character like that has done the R word. But they brought back Stefan and they got EJ back on the show. And they have done that in a lot of ways. So have a good night, AJ. Thank you for joining. I think Max has some water. But I think I'm gonna sit there and end the stream as well because I do have to wake up early in the morning, and I do have to wake up early in the morning. But I do want to thank you all for joining though. Also, I'm getting tired as hell at this point. Like my eyes are starting to get like kind of heavy. So um, I want to sit there and kind of end off on a positive note instead of my stream going downhill because I'm too tired to sit there and finish reading everyone's comments. But I do want to thank everyone for joining though. Thank you for joining. This was so much fun. Of course, DC, of course. Have a good night, Cheyenne. But yeah, I want to thank everyone for joining. Members, I will see y'all tomorrow. Spilling some tea. So definitely come through tomorrow. And I want to thank everyone for joining us. This was a lot of fun on a Friday night. I really do appreciate everyone coming in the chat, spending their time with me, and just having a good time. So thank you, everyone. Thank you again. Thank you, DC, for the super chat. Have a good night, Cheyenne. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. This was so much fun. Um, I know people are coming a little bit later in the chat, so I definitely want to sit there and stay to chop it up with y'all. But thank you, Laura B. Thank you for just joining. Thank you, everyone. I hope everyone has a great, safe weekend. Um, thank you, Janet. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Blackmon. Thank you, Samuel, for coming through. Fun as always. Having you in the chat. It's fun having everyone else in the chat. Um, just have a great weekend. Great, safe weekend. I look forward to seeing everyone back here on Monday. Um, the usual time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Thank you, Mel. You have a great night. You stay safe. Great night, everyone. And just thank you for making my night. Because these streams are as fun because everyone here makes them fun. All right. So I'm gonna go, but look forward to talking to y'all soon. Laters. You too, Nate.